Welcome back to Heart of the Woods. So, last episode we had a perspective change. We followed Tara and Morgan. We learned that Tara and Morgan are indeed fucking. We learned that the footage that they got from the forest spirit is destroyed. Possibly sabotage from Morgan's mother, Evelyn, who's actually a demon possessing a corpse and not actually Morgan's mother. Let's see. We found out that Tara was trans, and let's see. Is that it? I think that was about it. Tara now knows what's going on with Evelyn. That they had to save the village from her like control and everything. They think that Madison might be under her control as well. They don't know about Maddie and Abigail yet, and I think that's where we are right now. I don't know why I'm summing it up. You can just watch the previous episode. But yeah, in case you skipped out in the episode, that's what happened. And yeah, let's jump right into it, shall we? We're back to Maddie now. The skies are grey out when I wake up. I check my phone for the time, thinking that it must still be early. But no, it's almost 10. It's the clouds that are making it so dark. We're definitely in for a lot of snow today. Looks like it could be more than any of the previous storms. Sighing to myself, I get out of bed and get dressed without wasting any time. There's no way I'm going to be able to see Abigail today, not with the weather as it is. I hope she won't wait up for me. It's frigid in the living room. I spent a while trying to fix the heater, but to no avail. I don't even know what's wrong with it. Tara must have had it pretty rough too. At least she could bundle up in the blankets to keep warm. The door to her room is shut, so she's either gone or still asleep. I'm glad that things have improved between us. She seemed to have a change of heart or something, because a couple of days ago she started making small talk again. Even our argument over the footage wasn't as explosive as it could have been. If it had happened 3 days prior, we probably wouldn't be on speaking terms at all anymore. I make myself a bowl of cereal and have a quiet breakfast, alone. Although I've gotten used to interacting with Tara much, there were still my visits with Abigail to look forward to. Now there's no telling how many days it'll be until the weather's cleared up enough for me to go see her again. Hopefully it'll blow over quickly. It's already starting to snow a little. Just to pass the time, I move my laptop out of the living room and start an episode of a show I've been meaning to watch. I keep one headphone out so that I'll be able to hear if Tara leaves her room. She never does. After 2 episodes, I get up and knock on her door. Unsurprisingly, there's no answer. I take a quick peek inside. Empty. She must be at Morgan's again. At this point, it's pretty obvious that they're more than friends. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's none of my business, of course. They're both adults and can do whatever they want, but I can't help being a little envious. It's been more than a year since I've been on a date. Things ended sort of messy with my last girlfriend, and since then I haven't really been looking. Working on a show kept me busy enough. Still, it wasn't that I was trying to avoid meeting anyone new, it just didn't happen. I'm not like Tara. I can't talk to strangers and carry on a conversation straight away. Business stuff, sure. Small talk? No way. I've always been a bit jealous of that. So seeing how quickly and how naturally Morgan and Tara ended up together feels like a painful reminder of my own social inadequacies. I guess there's an expiration date on the relationship, whatever it may be, though. It's hard to believe that we're already halfway through a trip in Eisenfeld. It occurs to me that I'm in a similar situation with Abigail. Although our friendship is nothing like Morgan and Tara's, it's also time limited. That thought hurts. More than I expected it to. I wish there was some way she could come back with us. I wonder how difficult it is to smuggle a ghost internationally. That's the kind of problem Tara would be great at solving, if she was around. In fact, I wonder if I should take this opportunity to mend things with her. Assuming Abigail was okay with it, I could take Tara to meet her. While not quite as dramatic as the forest spirit, having a genuine ghost on film would still be a huge win for the show. It's a little funny to me that an actual ghost is mundane compared to what else we've seen. I'm not entirely convinced on the idea. There's still some appeal to keeping the news to myself for at least a little while longer. I knock on the front door and interrupt my TV watching. Oh, it's going to be... I'm gonna guess. It's going to be fucking... Evelyn. Coming. Yeah, of course it is. I undo the latch and come face to face with Evelyn again. Good afternoon. Hi there. My previous encounter with her on the way back from the church flashes through my mind and sets me on edge. There's a man I don't recognize with her too, adding to my unease. We heard there was an issue with the heater, so we've come to fix it. Don't want you freezing to death out here. Her demeanor is a 180 from last time. I wonder which of them let her know. Maybe Tara mentioned it earlier today. Oh, thanks. That'll be a big help. Aren't you going to let us in? I realize that I'm blocking the doorway and step back to make room. It's technically her cabin. I don't really have a right to say no. Yeah, sorry. The guy with her brushes past me and heads to the heater, getting right to work. Meanwhile, Evelyn and I both sit down in the living room. I stare at the floor, hoping that she'll start the conversation, but she seems content to just look around the room, admiring the decorating. When she clears her throat, I flinch. I'm very sorry for the discomfort it must have caused. Even a single night without the warmth can be most unpleasant. She stares at me intently, like she's hoping for me to catch some hidden meaning. Whatever it is lost on me. It's fine, it was just one night. Thanks for taking care of it so fast. Of course. Wow, that was a completely different inflection of my voice there. Of course. Are you the only one home today? Yeah, Tara's out. I can't imagine that Evelyn doesn't know about her and Morgan, or at least that the two of them have been spending so much time together. She and Morgan live in the same house, after all. But Evelyn's eyebrows raise. Is she now? My daughter said your friend was here. She wouldn't be foolish enough to venture into the woods on her own, would she? The weather's looking quite dire. My mouth goes dry. Even Tara wouldn't be that reckless, right? I don't think so. Good. Only a fool would go out in this. As if on cue, a heavy gust of wind blows, making the whole cabin creak. Through the window, I can see the snowfall has already gotten heavier. Thick, heavy flakes mask the glass and obscure the view outside. The workman finishes up and moves close to the couch. He still hasn't said a word since he arrived. It seems we're finished here. Do take care, Madison, and don't hesitate to call if you need help with anything else. Will do. Thanks. The two of them leave as abruptly as Morgan always does. The moment the door shuts behind them, I leave up and head for the landline phone. I don't know what that was all about, at all, but it's obvious there's something more going on that I'm aware of. Something sinister. There's a small scrap of paper jammed underneath the phone with Morgan's phone number scribbled on it. I dial and wait, praying that the weather won't render the phones useless. It rings and rings and rings, but doesn't pick up. Eventually it goes to a generic voicemail message delivered in an automated voice. Damn it! I slam the phone back to reset and then dial again. Please, please, please! If she's not there, if she's not with Morgan, then I don't know what I'll do. I don't know where else she could be. On the third ring, the phone clicks as someone answers. Hello? It's garbled and hard to hear, likely because of the storm. Morgan? The person on the other line says something unintelligible. Hello? I forgot Morgan's voice for a second. Maddie? It's just barely clear enough for me to hear my name. Yeah, it's me. Hey, listen, is Tara with you? There's another pause and some static and noise, then a beep as the line goes dead. Frantically, I hit the redial button. This time, she picks up on the first ring. Hey, it's me. Is Tara with you? There's a noise, but I can't tell if it's her answering me or just interference. Sorry, what? Again, the only response is garbled nonsense. I tried to talk to her several more times, but nothing is intelligible. I don't even know if she can hear me. The call drops again, and this time I don't bother calling back. I could try to send her an email, but it'll take forever before the webpage loads enough for me to do that. I try to make myself calm down. Logically, she's got to be with Morgan. There's nowhere else she'd go. Evelyn must have missed her somehow. I go to one of the windows, using my sleeve to brush away the fog that veils the glass. It's already a blizzard out there, snowing harder than anything I've ever witnessed. That's when I see her. A flash of red hair, over by the tree line. Oh god, yeah, she's right there. Wow, That's well hidden. It's like that's like some Finding Waldo shit right there. Where's Waldo? That's what it's called, not Finding Waldo. It's Finding Nemo and Where's Waldo? Or where's Wally if you're in the UK? I always found it interesting. Like, why is the name different? Which name came first? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I always knew about it as Waldo, but like I'm Swedish. Like I'm European. Shouldn't I know it by Wally if that's what it's called in the UK? I don't know. Either way, Tara is right there. Tara. She's just standing there. When she notices me, she waves. What the hell is wrong with her? I pound on the glass, pointing downwards to indicate that she should come in. Come inside, you moron! What are you doing? I know she can't hear me, but she keeps waving. Then she turns and walks into the forest. The hell? She's lost it. She's absolutely lost it. I fight against the wind just to open the door. Tara! My voice is swallowed up by the wind. There's no way she could have heard me. I try yelling again, but the cold stings my throat. Is this some idea of a joke to her? It's a terrible one if so. Stepping out the front door, I can barely see her amongst the trees and swirling snow. She's just standing there, waiting for me. I linger, not sure what to do. I can't just leave her there, but going out in this would be asinine. She waves again, more urgently. She clearly wants me to follow her. Maybe she needs my help. Maybe someone's been injured. Still, the storm. Every second I'm out here, the cold seeps a little further into me. I need to decide. I clench my fists. Yes! If nothing else, another Tara would come for me. Bracing myself, I start walking towards her. It's nearly impossible, just keeping my balance and remaining upright as a shore. Every step I take feels like a battle against nature. Slowly, though, I do it. Once she sees that I'm following her, she starts walking again. I wish she'd wait for me to catch up so she could at least tell me what's going on. When I cross the tree line, the wind gets noticeably better, though the cold is no less bitter. Tara doesn't seem fazed. She's still forging ahead, always in the distance no matter how fast I go. Close enough to see, but not close enough to hear. After a few more minutes, I finally start to inch close to her. I can't feel my hands or my feet, and my teeth won't stop shattering. I need to stop her now. Tara! My mouth is shaking too much for me to form any sort of coherent phrases. If I wasn't already genuinely scared, I am now. Then, without warning, Tara stops. She stands completely still, back towards me. I do my best to push forward, finally making my way to her. Tara, we have to... I give up on words, instead reaching out towards her, my fingers numb and heavy. Before I can touch her shoulder, though, she turns around, and my blood runs as icy as my skin. Her face is completely smooth and featureless, like a mannequin. Her clothes, her hair, everything else are a perfect replica, but her face is an empty void. This isn't Tara. This isn't even human. The sharp taste of bile rises in my throat as I stumble back, repulsed. As I stare in horror, she begins to flicker like a light bulb going out. No. This isn't real. This can't be real. This isn't happening. This can't be happening. Still flickering, the thing begins to move. Its shoulders start to shake as it rocks back and forth, tilting its head back slightly. It doesn't make a sound, but its intention is clear. It's laughing at me. I fall backwards, hands scrambling through the snow that I can no longer feel. I scuttle away from it best as I can, though it doesn't even try to follow me. It just rocks, celebrating its triumph over me. My shoulder smashes into something hard, sending a stinging pain through me. It's a tree. I try to stand up, but I've lost all sensation in my legs. My fingers scrabble desperately, uselessly at the hard earth and slick bark, but I can't find any purchase. I try to stand, and my feet slide from beneath me as I crash back to the ground. Each effort is harder than the last. I try several more times to stand, but I can't. Exhausted, I lie there, cheek pressed against the frigid ground. I can't even feel it. My face burns as it's buffeted with more and more snow. My thoughts run ragged. I know how hypothermia works, how fast it can set in. Surprisingly quickly, I'd once read. My body temperature only needs to drop a couple of degrees before degrees to start shutting down. I can't muster the effort to move. The fake Tara is gone now. The space it occupied is empty. I'm alone. The realization crossed my mind, surprisingly lucid. I'm going to die. This is the end. There's no after this. I've reached the end of my life. Snow accumulates on my body. What parts I can feel burn. I'm grateful for those that I can't. My breath is barely even a wisp of vapor. I try to tell myself that I'm wrong. Someone will find me. I can't die out here. I'm not some mountain adventure. I'm not the kind of person this happens to. I can't freeze to death. I can't. But I'm going to. What about Tara? And BT? And my family? I can't just leave them all behind because I ran too far into the woods. That's just not how this works. I try to push myself back up, but I can't move my arms. I can't move anything. I'm sure if my body allowed me, I'd be crying. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. My consciousness fades. Okay, so before we continue, that was tense. I actually kind of expected that after the third, I don't want to die, for them to just be like, perspective change. And that would have been like the meanest thing. At the same time, if Madison dies, maybe she can be with Abigail. That's a horrible thought. Okay. A piercing light that should be unpleasant but isn't shines in front of me. I will my body to reach for it, but I can't. Then I understand. It isn't meant for my hands to touch. I let go of it all, giving myself up. But then, a sound. Imperceptibly loud, deafeningly quiet. Something vibrant and full of life fills my tired eyes. It blocks the light. And then... Abigail! Yay! An angel appears. Aww. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Holy shit. God damn, yeah, of course. That's a perfect way to end on it, actually. Yeah, oh god, I love this. We're going to go a little bit in chapter 3 before we end the episode. I'm not cold. I'm not warm either. I'm not anything. I'm not even sure I'm awake. All I can see is vast, profound blackness. I realize my eyes are shut. Are they frozen shut? I try to move my arms to rub my face, but those feel frozen too. With great effort, I manage to wrench my eyes open. I'm flat on my back. Right above me is a familiar curved wood ceiling. The grey smudges in my peripheral vision on the pews where I sat and read with Abigail just days ago. I'm in the church. I try to remember how I got here, but all I have are glimpses of what happened. Waking up alone. The mayor dropping by unannounced. Following Tara. Not Tara. That's one way to put it. Even nearly immobile, a shiver creeps up my spine at the thought of that thing. And after that, it comes back to me as an avalanche. Running, stumbling, falling, and being so cold. I can recall the dread as it happened, as I gave up, when strength left my body and my eyelids couldn't bear being open anymore. But how did I get from there to here? There's the sound of rustling cloth from beside me. I force my head to turn to look. And there she is, warm, radiant, just an arm's length away. Abigail. I blink, expecting her to vanish, to be a figment of my imagination. When my aching eyes open once more, she's still there. Worry wrinkles her face. She saved me, didn't she? There's no other explanation. I muster the strength to smile up at her. She smiles back, though it doesn't reach her eyes. Fuck. I need a new voice. Okay. Oh shit. I wasn't. I didn't think she would talk. Okay. Let's see. I have that. Hello, Madison. I'm glad you're awake. In the otherwise silent church, her voice rings out like a bell. The first words I've ever heard her say. I can hear her. We can speak to each other. Understanding pierces through my exhaustion. With understanding comes a whole cascade of realizations. A million feelings rush through me and I don't know what order to process them. Two concepts stands out among everything else. Her voice is lovely, soft and gentle, like she is. I must be dead. Yeah, that's sadly that's kind of exactly how I would reason too. I mean, I don't think she is, although that would be a very interesting plot twist. If, like, Madison has to help Tara and Morgan from beyond the grave. Maybe. We'll find out. I'm guessing she's not dead. Abigail. I mumble out the only coherent thought I have. She slides from the bench she was sitting in to the ground, kneeling on the floor beside me. That's right. No, fuck. That's right. I'm here. She leans over me, the serene portrait of a heaven-sent angel. She's here. That can only mean one thing. My head doesn't hurt, my back isn't sore despite lying on the cold stone floor for hours. I can hear and speak with Abigail. I died, didn't I? And you saved me and brought me back here. She rubs her face, a pain look on it she can't brush away. You're not quite dead, but you're not alive either. Rather, you're somewhere in between life and death. Like me. That's the best way I can put it. I can tell that her tone is supposed to be optimistic, but to me she sounds entirely too cheerful for someone narrating my own demise. Still, I suppose this is better than the alternative. Then, thank you. Her smile gets just a little bit smaller. Please don't mention it. Really, I'm sorry that we hadn't been just a little bit faster. If we had arrived sooner... She looks away, guilt twisting her face. It's okay. It's not your fault. Even in my adult state, I know that much. I shut my eyes, hoping this might be a dream. And when I open them, I'll be safe and sound in my bed at the cabin. I'm not, of course. There's nothing above me but stone. I force myself to sit up. The motion catches her attention and Abigail lunges forward, ready to catch me if I fall. Oh, don't strain yourself. But there's still no pain or soreness. Instead, it's like each individual part was switched off and I have to reactivate them. Maybe that's not far from the truth. Once I've sat up, I'm able to stand without any issue. The heaviness falls away like a blanket. I think I'm okay. To demonstrate, I pace back and forth a couple of steps, feeling like I'm just stretching my legs. I reach out and flex my fingers, staring at their strange, glimmering transparencies. The whole time she watches intently, poised to intervene if anything goes wrong. Nothing does. I'm fine, relatively speaking. I look towards Abigail for approval with the most earnest smile I can muster. She visibly relaxes. I then sit down on one of the pews. Abigail sits down beside me. It's bizarre. Despite years of existential dread, I don't know how to feel about my own past tense death. Well, Abigail did say it's not quite death, but it's just not exactly life either. Obviously it's got to be a little bit more complicated than that, but right now it's helping to soften the blow a little bit. I look down at my hands. They're normal and clean, not bloating and turning purple like in the last few moments. The rest of me seems similarly plain. Apparently I was well preserved. There's one difference I wonder about though. I pressed my finger to the stone that we're sitting on. Or at least I tried to. But my hand just passes through. It doesn't feel like anything. Right. Next to me, Abigail does the same thing, pressing her hand in up to her wrist. She giggles and my heart skips a beat. I'd forgotten how it feels at first. It's kinda wondrous. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Once you get used to it, it's really quite convenient. It'll just take a bit of time. Abigail stands and gives me a huge smile, probably not realizing just how scary that thought is to me. I don't really want to spend however long it takes to get used to it like this. But she's clearly excited to talk. I am too, regardless of the circumstances. So I won't spoil the moment. Yet. How long has it been since then? Since I, even thinking of the word died causes my throat to constrict with terror. It's not death, I remind myself. If I can feel afraid, then it can't be death. It's been over a day. You've been unconscious this entire time. I was afraid that perhaps I've done it wrong, that you might not ever wake up. But here I am. I can see her eyes sparkle with tears. Despite the fact that I'm standing right here, even the thought of my demise almost makes her cry. Yes, here you are. How did you do it? I remember thinking I was going to die, for sure. She looks away from me, fidgeting with her dress. As I said, we arrived too late to save your life. The cold had already set in, and you were so far from home. But we were able to save your spirit, your soul, the important part of you, and that's what you are now. A spirit. She nods. That's what you are too, right? Another nod. Exactly. Her voice is gleeful. I can tell she's excited about this, and I can't blame her. After 200 years of solitude, I'm sure that I would be too. But for me, well, this is a nightmare, wrapped in irony. I came to Eisenfeld as a skeptic, and now I'm this. It's so overwhelming. What will my parents say, or my friends back home? What about everything else left behind? I never prepared a will or anything like that. I don't know what to think, what to feel. I suppose I should be grateful that I'm not truly dead, but at the same time, I don't know what I'm missing out on. Maybe it would have been preferable. I wish I could at least say goodbye, especially to Tara. There's so much left unsaid. Wait. Tara. With a jolt, I turned to face Abigail. She flinched at how suddenly I move. Do you know if Tara's safe? My friend. The one who came here with me. I thought I was following her into the woods, but it was... The image of that fake Tara comes to mind, and with it a wave of dread. The memory of it is repulsive, simply in how false it was, how unnatural. She's fine. As far as I know, she was never in any danger at all. I'm so sorry, Madison. You were tricked. Right. I relaxed a little bit. Tricked. Tricked by whom? Abigail looks uncomfortable once more. I'm not sure what name she uses now. The mayor of the village, whatever you know her as. Evelyn. So she's responsible. I'm not surprised in the least. The way she always seemed like a snake, cold and ready to pounce. The bad feeling I got every time I interacted with her. She must have come by the cabin just to scope me out. She'd probably been planning this all along. I shudder. Who is she, really? Why would she want to kill me? I'll explain it later, but I promise you don't have to worry about her anymore. Clear that's supposed to make me feel better, but it doesn't. Yeah, she's not a threat anymore, but only because she succeeded. I want to understand. I need to understand. Why would she want me dead? I guess I'll find out in time. I just have one other question. Earlier when you were talking about saving me, you kept saying we. Who else? Now her eyes regain the previous mischievous gleam that I've started to recognize on her. Someone special. I'll take you to meet them if you feel you're ready for it. I think so. There's nothing to be accomplished by sitting around feeling sorry for myself right now. I've spent enough of my time in Eisenfeld doing that as it is. Plus, I'm curious to see who might have helped Abigail. Who else could have known about her this whole time, yet kept her a secret? I stand up and absentmindedly offer a hand to Abigail to help her up too. She takes it, then drops it immediately. Eyes wide and awestruck, she stares as if I sprouted a tentacle from my arm. Tears spring to her eyes, seeping out to form a thin river down her face. What is it? What's wrong? Did I hurt you? Your hand. I can feel it. She's right. It hadn't even registered as different to me, but for the first time since we met, I can actually touch and feel her there. She grabs my hand again, not standing. She closes her eyes as her fingers roam over mine, taking in the sensation. With anyone else, anyone on Earth, it'd be awkward. But somehow with Abigail, I don't mind. It's a little endearing, in fact. After a moment, she seems to realize what she's doing. With a yelp and a sheepish expression, she lets go. I'm sorry, Madison. I got so carried away for a moment. It's fine, really. My skin still tingles with the feeling, vivid because of the absence of anything else. Abigail also gets to her feet, without my help. Together, we face the doors of the church. It looks as if they've been untouched since I was last here, with Morgan and Tara. I wonder how they're taking it. I wonder if they even know yet that I'm gone. It's quite possible Tara hasn't even come by the cabin. It could be days before she knows. I push those thoughts out of my head, though. It doesn't make a difference at this point. I'm still alive and cognizant, at least in some capacity. As long as that's true, then there's a hope that maybe I can get out of this situation. All I can do is hope and learn. Swallowing my fear as much as I can, I take the first step towards the door. Should we go meet your friend then? And I think we're going to be leaving it right here. So prediction time. I think the friend is the cat. I forget the cat's name. But yeah, because Abigail said that she hadn't spoken with anyone else, and I assume that means, humans. So, assuming it's not the big forest spirit, which would be awkward, although not impossible, I'm guessing it's the cat. And that, the phone... when we called Morgan got worried, and through that the cat found out, and the cat rushed to the cab. I don't know. That's my prediction. I might be wrong. Anyway, this is great. I am liking this. I am not sure what direction I want to see this take. On one hand, it'd be really bold to have Madison stay dead, and that way solve how Abigail and Madison can be a couple. Or stay in limbo. Let's go with that. On the other hand, that seems really... that hurts. I would rather see both her and Abigail come back to life. And I don't want Madison to not get to be with Tara anymore. And I don't know. I'm excited to see what goes down. This is really good. This is really, 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 really good. I love this so much. I actually spoke with one of the writers, I believe the lead writer, but I could be wrong, of this game yesterday. In private, and has had a bit of a conversation about the game and what I think about it so far, and in general, just shooting back and forth thoughts on stuff. And they were really nice. Her name is Rachel, I believe. I don't remember her actual full name, but she's great too, and I am very much excited to continue this. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, and it's going to be really interesting to see where they go with this spirit angle, because we still don't know, I guess, if Madison's body still exists out there, if that somehow is lost when you become a spirit. We know that the demon thing that has Evelyn's body, we know that that one takes over dead bodies, so maybe there's some way to transfer a spirit into a body, and they will use that to transfer Madison into her own body again. That could maybe be a potential outcome. But then again, how do we solve that with Abigail? Because I'm guessing Abigail doesn't have a body preserved for 200 years. I don't know. This is the problem, because I want everyone to stick together somehow, and now 2 of them are dead. Or in limbo as spirits. Yeah. That was an interesting twist. The fact that the thing we followed wasn't Tara, that was obvious. I didn't think we would die, because, especially when Morgan was no, Evelyn won't do anything to hurt you, that would cause too much suspicion, and it's okay, well, she just killed one of us. That would rouse suspicion. Right? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm rambling now. But see you next episode. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I said sorry there. I didn't bump into a person. I bumped into a chair. But I don't know if I will have time to upload an episode tomorrow. I have a bunch of other things I do tomorrow. But we'll see when I get around to the next episode. And I don't know how long this game is. Once again, I didn't look up anything about this game ahead of time. I just dove right in, and that's how I like it. And we'll see. We just started Chapter 3 after all. Chapter 2 was longer than Chapter 1. I believe we're around 6 hours into the game, maybe? Just under 6 hours, maybe? But yeah, see you in the next episode, whenever that will be.